Hey, so I'm going to show you a few different period over period examples that you can do in Lightdash. So this is a dashboard that shows a handful of different types of period over period you can do. The easiest ones to do, I'll walk through each type, but the easiest ones to do are these big value numbers. Doesn't require any configuration. You'll have this easy enough just by default in Lightdash. So the first example is month over month. So you just get 2 months worth of data. And then in the big value chart type, you can do a comparison compared to previous row, and you automatically get this nice comparison. Something similar with the same chart type would be comparing last year. So I need to get total a little over a year's worth of data. And then I'm going to use a table calculation for this. So if I don't filter by a table calculation, I'm going to get all of the data for every month. But what I've done in the calculation is just checking the current month and then comparing that to the month that's returned in the data. So I get a Boolean flag is last month. And now most of them are false, so I can just filter out all of this false values. And basically what I get is last month and then the same month the previous year in my result set. And then I can just use the built-in comparison again to compare this row to this row in the big value. The next example here is going to show more of a trend line. So I can show, rather than getting the week, which is the calendar week that'll show the actual date, like May 1st, 2024, I'm going to use the week number, which is just 1 through 52, week of year, and then the year, which is either 2024 or 2025 in this case. And my data set looks like this. So I have all the months, and I have all the years, and then I have an event count for each combination of month and year. So I can chart this, and what I do is I put my week number on the x-axis and my year as the group. So now my event counts are grouped by year and charted against each other, so you can kind of compare as the year goes on if they diverge. And then this next one is somewhat similar. So I do have the same type of chart. In this case, I'm showing June versus July. And I show in this line, same as the last chart, the x-axis is the day of month, and then it's grouped by June or July. But the difference here is I've added a running total metric, which I did with a table calculation. And this way, we're doing a running total, and it's adding these up for each group. And you can see I put the bars in the background to show the running total. Next one, I am doing the same running total, so it works the same, but the main difference here is I'm just choosing 3 random weeks. So they're all in 2025, but I'm comparing the 2nd week, the 8th week, and the 12th week. You could also label these as actual week names like July 1st, 2025. In this case, I'm just using week of year number. And then I'm comparing each of these 3 weeks over one single week from Sunday through Saturday and doing the running total like I mentioned. So I can see how they're trending as the week goes on, which one is has more events. Last one here, I'm using a table calculation, and I'm filtering by the table calculation. So I'm going to get rid of that filter and show you how this looks. So by default, what I do is get 23 months of data, and then I only want to look at the last year, but I want to compare the previous year to this current year. So how I do that is I use a table calculation that just uses the lag function and looks 12 rows back. So 1 year ago to pull it forward. So that's how I'm able to chart the dark purple with the light purple being last year. And then I added this percent change since last year is just a function looking at the percent change of last year's row versus this year's row. And the last step here is because there's no previous year present for at a certain point, I don't have that much data, then I can filter by previous year is not null and run my query, and it'll update so it only shows months with comparisons.